Okay, so let's quickly talk about how much it will cost you, the breakdown of how much we need when relocating through the study route. So if you are relocating to Canada through the study route and you want to know how much you will need, how much you need to be budget, how much the expenses that you will need, everything is here. Okay, so without further ado, let's proceed. So now, first and foremost, you will need school fees, school application fee. So if you are applying to a school in Canada, there used to be application fee before you can apply for admission. Okay, so that application fee can range between $100 to $150 Canadian dollars, so not US dollar, Canadian dollars. So school application fee can range between 100 Canadian dollars to 150 Canadian dollars. Every dollar that you are seeing here is Canadian dollars. Okay. So now, once you are able to pay the application fee, then you can apply for the admission and you wait for feedback. Okay. So now, after admission is payment of school fees. This payment of school fees normally it depends on the school and the program that you were given admission about, in the sense that some school will allow you to come and pay when you get to Canada. Some schools will only ask you to pay certain percentage of the total amount of the school fees. Okay, that is part payment. I mean part payment in that regard. So some school will allow part payment. Some school will allow that even when you get to Canada, you can pay the whole money. So now, regardless of which school that later gave you admission, just make sure that your school fees can range between 11,000 Canadian dollars to 30,000 Canadian dollars per year. Okay, so I don't know which school will give you admission. I don't know which program you are going for, so I can't be specific about the particular amount that your school fees will be. Take note. So just know that the range of your school fees per year will be between 11,000 to 30,000 Canadian dollars. Is that clear? Yeah. So number three is living expenses. These living expenses is what is also known as proof of fund. Proof of fund, the money that you need to show in your bank account that you can take, just to show it as proof that you can take good care of yourself when you get to Canada. That is a proof of fund, living expenses. And per student, you will need 10,000 Canadian dollars. And take note, this money must have accumulated inside your bank account within the space of 4 to 6 months. Not that you just drop this 10,000 Canadian dollars in your account and you are expecting visa officers to believe that you've been working all this while to gather this money. No, that is not how it is done. Although if you drop it once and the money is there, if you have explanation about how you got it and you have supporting documents, it's okay. But they expected this money to have like come in, there should be a transaction history, a transaction flow that lead to this sum of money. Okay, so like I said, it must have been in your account, must have accumulated in the space of 4 to 6 months, and that is minimum 10,000 Canadian dollars. Okay, so now in case you are traveling with somebody, maybe you are traveling with your husband, you want to relocate with your husband, you want to relocate with your kids, you will need proof of fund for them as well. You will need proof of fund for them as well. And each of the dependents, each of the person that is going with you, whether your kids, whether your wife, whether your husband, Take note, you can only relocate with your kids and your husband and your spouses, your wife, your husband, and your kids. That's your immediate family. That's the people you can relocate with. So now, each of these your family member, you will have to show 4,000 Canadian dollars per each person. Okay, so let's say you and your wife are the person relocating now. That means you will need 14,000 Canadian dollars to show in your account. That is 10,000 Canadian dollars for the primary applicant and 4,000 Canadian dollars for the dependents, making 14. So let's say you have another kid now. You will add another 4,000 Canadian dollars. So let's assume you have one kid and you, the applicant, and your spouse, 3 of you are going together. That is family of 3. So that is 10,000 Canadian dollars for the primary applicants and 4,000 for each of the dependents. So making 18,000 Canadian dollars that you have to show. So every extra family member that you are adding to the journey, you have to show 4,000 Canadian dollars. Hope that is clear. Okay, so after you have gotten admission and you have your proof of fund ready, then next stage is visa application. So now, visa application is just 150 Canadian dollars. That's all. Imagine. And this is the stage that people do find it difficult to proceed after getting admission, visa application, the visa processing part of the whole process. So you need just 150 Canadian dollars to apply for visa. That's all. So you gather your document and all of that and do the processing. Okay. By the way, if you don't know how to go about this study house relocation, whereby you don't know how to secure admission, you don't know how to process your visa and all of that, there is a link below this video where I detailed step by step of how to go about it. And there is a link to another package that we have that can show you the step by step, whereby you can do it by yourself without an agent. You don't need any agent. You can do everything by yourself. So I have details about this package below this video, in the description below this video. Also, you can connect with me on WhatsApp through the link in the description below this video as well. So let's continue. So visa application will only cost you 150 Canadian dollars. I'm not talking of agent fee. I'm not talking of the money you are paying a professional to process it for you. I'm talking of the money you will pay to Canadian government that you want to apply for visa is just 150 Canadian dollars. So now, next expenses is a medical. Okay. There are approved hospitals that are allowed to do medical, biometric and all of that for prospective students when you are processing your visa. So this hospital will charge you around 50,000 naira. This is naira now. 50,000 naira. 50,000 naira. I don't know, maybe they've changed the price, but as at the time I'm making this video, you know, price of things are changing every day and you don't know what you will meet at the hospital. Maybe you need to give somebody money or something, I don't know. But just budget minimum 50,000 naira for that. Okay. So now, after that is your flight ticket. Your flight ticket will cost you 250,000 naira. I think this has gone up. It's no more 250,000 naira. Okay, depending on the airline. So budget like 500,000. Like 500,000 for airline now to Canada. So I think this 250, we have to change it. But take note that your flight ticket will cost between 250 and 500 now. Price would have gone up. There is inflation. Okay. So now, and this is miscellaneous. You also have extra cash on you in case 100,000 naira. Okay. So now, all of these expenses that I talk about are are to be expected in case you are unable to secure scholarship or secure funding. Okay, if you are able to secure scholarship or funding, you can easily remove part of these expenses. Let's say you are able to secure funding now for your school fees, for your living expenses. Then these tuition fee and living expenses will be out of the equation. Also, if you secure scholarship to pay your school fees, whereby you don't need to bother yourself about school fees, then you have to remove this part of the equation, this tuition fee. So take note that whatever amount you are able to get, maybe as scholarship, maybe as a funding, you will just deduct it from these whole expenses. And I've taken my time to help you break the whole expenses down in naira. So I converted the Canadian dollars to naira equivalent so that it will be easier for you to understand. Don't rely on this my exchange rate. Okay, this is official exchange rate as at the time I'm making this video. Check around for what is obtainable. Okay, you can use your own current exchange rate in your locality, maybe in dollar, maybe in dirham, maybe in whatever country you are. Just use your own exchange rate. But for now, I'm using 329 as equivalent to $1 Canadian. I did a mistake here. So now, these are my breakdown in naira. $1 Canadian equals 329 naira. Okay, that is the official exchange rate. And take note, when you are making payments online, when you are paying for your school fees, what they will use for you is the official exchange rate, not the black market rate. So maybe while you are trying to source for the dollar, you are trying to source for the Canadian dollar, you can go and buy at the black market rate. I don't know. But take note that I'm using official rate, which they will also charge you on when you are paying for school fees, paying for visa and all of that. So now, the school application that I said it will cost you $100 to $150 Canadian dollars. When I converted it to naira, it is 32,000 to 49,000. That's the range. Okay. When I convert the tuition fee, which used to be 11,000 Canadian dollars to 30,000 Canadian dollars, it gives me 3.6 million to 9.8 million. So you can pause the video and also do your own calculation. Don't let me take your time and be breaking this down again. So now, the naira equivalent of what we have here, this is the naira equivalent. Okay, this is the naira equivalent. So when I sum up everything, it gave me 7.39 million. Let's just say 7.4 million naira. Okay, like I said, I use official exchange rate as at now. And take note, for this tuition part, I use the lowest amount for my calculation. When I'm summing up, when I'm adding up all these expenses, I use the lowest. That is why I came about these 7.391 to 50 million naira. Okay, so take note, I use the lowest. So I hope this is helpful. I hope you have learned one or two things from this. So now, if you want to relocate through the study route, whereby you don't know how to go about it, you don't know how to secure admission, you don't know how to get your visa processed, and you can't afford agent fee, Normal agent will charge you roughly above 1 million naira. 1 million naira for admission and visa and all of that. I'm not talking of 419 agent, I'm talking of real agent, professional agent. They will charge you close to 1 million naira, above 1 million naira. So if you cannot afford this bogus amount, I have a package that can show you step by step of how you can go about it by yourself without needing to pay any agent, without the need to pay any agent. So I will drop a link in the description of this video below or above to access this package. You will listen to me whereby I explain step by step of how this package work, or it might be my partner that you see, Sheyi Obasi, where she explains step by step of how this package work and how you can get access to it, how you can make payment and get it. So thank you for being around. Like I said, all the links are in the description. You can also connect with me on WhatsApp through the link in the description of this video. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your audience, your attention. See you at the top. Bye. So you can go and click the link now.